hammer throw, a decorated athlete turns her back on the flag. And when she explains it, she said, for one, I didn't even know we were going to be out there when the national anthem was doing its thing. So we didn't know we were going to be on a podium. Uh, she's been fine for it. A lot of people come out, spoke against it. And I want to make some of you people who are, and another thing, the Olympics says you can't have protest during the Olympics. They made this rule now. We know back in, I think it was like 61, two or three African American males on a podium, put their hands up. They were sprinters, representing Black Power. Another thing, if we go back even, hey, what's going on? If you go back even further than that, protest, let's see, when was it? No, it was after that, during Martin Luther King marches, when the white people were, just burning buses with people in it, wouldn't let the people get out, the dogs and all this other stuff, the hangings and all the terrible stuff white people were doing to us just because we wanted to be segregated. The reason why a lot of that stopped is because it was televised. There were people reporting it. And once that gets out in other countries and they see the way you're treating people, they don't want to barter with you. They don't want to trade with you. Because if they're not treating their people like that or treating the same people like that, then they don't want to have nothing to do with you. And that's the reason why a lot of it stopped. It wasn't because all of a sudden white people were like, yeah, you can drink from our fountain and go to our bathrooms. No, it was because the government saw that other countries did not want to trade with us. And listen, America is made up of a bunch of different countries. It's not made up of one type of people who live in this country. And of course, you're going to have disagreements. Now, this woman turning her back on the flag, she explained it. Listen, the flag does not represent us. We've been talking about this over and over and over. When Francis Scott Key was talking about this, he was talking about hanging slaves and no slave will go unpunished and all this other stuff that was taken out of it. But nonetheless, it was written by a racist man. Listen, even today, there is no law that protects Black people. There's no law that protects us. The police can do what they want to us. We're not protected by the police. We're protected by anything, it will be human rights. But when it comes to Black people in specific, there's no anti-hanging laws. There were 5 people hung last year. 5. Actually, there were some hung this year. The kid right in the schoolyard, high school yard, hung him during the riots. Yeah, we don't need to guess on who hung those people. But nonetheless, the agents have laws that protect them. Now that there's a federal law, if you get into it with an agent, you get federally punished as a hate crime. But for Black people, there's no such law. There's no anti-lynching law. You can lynch a Black man and not be punished for it. And you think today that this woman doesn't have the right. This is an African American woman. She doesn't have the right to say, I'm disgusted with the flag that does not represent me in a country that I was born in. So before you say go back to wherever you're from, we're from here. We're here. This is where we're from. We don't know other languages. We didn't grow up there. We're from here. Guess what? We're from here, America. That's what America means. That's what the whole land is supposed to be free means. It's a collage of different people living together to make one country, one purpose. So you mean to tell me that Black people are not a part of that big picture? White people, come on. Come on, white people. Come on now. All you white people who mad at this woman, come on. Chances are you done listen to rap music today. It wasn't by a white dude. There's only maybe 10 white rappers that are even close to being famous. There's what, Machine Gun Kelly? I mean, there's, and I don't know, Slim Shady. There's just not too many. Yellow Boy, maybe. I don't know. There's just not too many. There's a good chance you turned on some music and you was, Cardi B, guess what? Okay? Most of you listen to our music. Okay? You listen to black people's culture. You eat our food. Okay? I point this out all the time. We're number one on the radio. And let's get this straight. If black people weren't in the Olympics, you think it would be just as exciting? How many of you racist white people watch basketball and it's an all-white team? How about football? All-white teams on football? Soccer. All-white team? Just wondering, because you don't like black people, but you love what we do. You love our culture. You love dancing to our music, but you got a deep, it's just something about black people I just don't like. But there's something about black people that you just don't want to be without. Let's just face it, how many of you are going back to your country and only watching your country in the Olympics? And going, oh yeah, this Caucasian right here is going to beat everybody in the 100-yard dash. How many people y'all believe that? Or how many of you were super excited when Usain Bolt was beating everybody for like 15 years? You couldn't wait to see him come out and just smash people. He was a black man. You white people, listen, even back during the Hank Aaron days, you had white people who loved Hank Aaron, but they didn't like black people. And they couldn't even show the fact that they loved Hank Aaron. Or other white people would be looking at him like, you like these Negroes? They'd be like, did you see the young man throw the ball and smash, boom, throw somebody out, all that. Yeah, I saw it. It was a great play, but I don't like him. All we want is the country to represent us. That's all this woman's asking for. It's peaceful protest. Now, granted, it's the Olympics. You know the rules. So for her to get fined, absolutely. She knew the rules. But you got to understand, that money doesn't mean as much as our children are getting shot by the police. Money there's not a number, there's not a value that is out there that represents a 13-year-old boy being told by the cops to stop running. He turns around and the cops say, drop it and shoot him, knowing he does not have a weapon. He was running away from you. You gave him a command. You told him to stop running. He stopped. He turned around. You told him to do exactly what he did. Stop, turn around with your hands up. He stopped. He turned around. He put his hands up. You said drop it and shot him. And it's a clear picture on your camera that young man did not have a weapon. You murdered him. And you did it on purpose. And this woman should not protest that. She's protesting on the biggest stage she can because this doesn't need to be swept up under the rug. It is too blatant. Cops are getting away with it all the time. People are terrified. Black people are traumatized. And you don't think that this woman should make a statement about it? Quiet, peacefully, not say nothing. Yes, she's going to lose she lost endorsement. She's going to lose money. But so what? Shelly probably get a Nike endorsement back in the day. This action would destroy your career. Yeah. It would. This action will destroy your career. You think she didn't know that? You think she didn't know that? She has bigger problems. She made it clear. She said, I love my people. She'll find something else to do. There's life after track. She can throw a hammer. She's like, I'm good at throwing a hammer. You're going to get old. She's going to find something else to do. She's probably got a college degree. She's going to get into that. And nowadays, you can just be an entrepreneur and not have to worry about somebody else paying you. Like I do. I don't get up every day and worry about who's going to pay me. I don't care. Because I'm not asking them to pay me. What I did was I found something that people wanted. And then I learned about it. And I created a skill for myself that, of course, other people have. And I just fit myself right into that little niche. So whenever somebody wants something and I have it, I'm right there. So they come to me just like they come to, 50, 11 other people. And that's how I make money. I'm just saying that, she's going to be fine. It's a damn shame that she can't make a statement. But I have to say this, the rules are the rules. So I'm not disagreeing with the fact that she should be punished. I'm agreeing with that 100% because everybody, if you knew the rules before you walked in there, boom. But you have to understand with the murders that have been going on, just blatant murders, she does not care. She doesn't care about the money. She knows she's going to get fined. I'm going to get fined. But I have to let this be known. She's got family members who are walking out the door worried. Listen, we have children who hide from the police. They run and hide from the police. They run. They dip behind cars. And these are kids just playing in their front yards. They can't pick up a water gun. You got kids. Listen, our kids cannot pick up BB guns. Our 12, 13-year-olds can't pick up BB guns. Tamir Rice was shot in 2 seconds. Our children can't play in a yard with BB guns. We can't do that. Because soon as the police see what they think is a gun, even though it's a BB gun, they have the right to kill you. Even though the procedure is stop, put the weapon down, and, proceed with caution. No. It's jump out the car, shoot you, and then, hey, everybody, I saved everyone out here, even though Tamir Rice was by himself. You saved who? He was sitting by himself. There was nobody there. They shot and murdered that boy and went on about their business and then had the nerve to fine the family for the ambulance ride. No, this woman did right. And I would support her. I'm going to look her up. If she has a GoFundMe, I'm going to put some money into her GoFundMe. And I'm going to thank her because I can't compete at that level. If I stand outside protesting, there's only going to, be 50, 60 people. If I'm lucky, 100 that'll see me. Nobody cares about what I do. But her, the world sees her. The world knows what she's doing. And this is why segregation went easier. Is because of people like her. They were hanging our men and women and burning them. They were feeding our children to alligators. Until it was televised. Until other nations knew. See, the one thing America hates is America hates to lose their money. Look, there was a president, I think it was 2 years ago, he was in one of the Asian countries. And he said, why are you killing black people? See, that's what America doesn't want. America doesn't want other countries looking at us and going, you guys are just straight killers. And this is, in the way America is set up, they're set up to bully other countries. I mean, look what they're doing in Iran right now. They're just bullying other countries because we have the largest army. So if they don't like something that you said, they'll come and invade you. Look what they did to, who was it, Gaddafi? Look how they did him. Look what they did to Saddam Hussein. They befriended both of those presidents, and then when they got tired of them, they just went and killed them. That was it. and they took everything that they had. It wasn't about the war. It was no war. Took everything that they had. Went over there and just like, eh. We just invaded Iran. We invaded Iran. This is why Ahmadinejad was pissed at us. He stayed pissed at us. Talking about we can't have nuclear weapons. They'd be like, wait a minute, America has the largest silos of nuclear weapons and we can't have nuclear weapons? Are you crazy? They were like, nah, we're going to get some uranium and it's going to be on. I mean, listen. Countries are trying to defend themselves now because of us. Because of America. We invaded Iran. We invaded them. We just went over there and landed our stuff there. And now Sleepy Joe is throwing missiles at people who support people in Iran. We invaded Iran. No. No, people. It's crazy right now. This woman has every right to protest. And she knew she was going to get fined. Heck, there are enough black people in this country who got money. We'll support her. 100%. Soon as she starts a GoFundMe, that she said, oh, they fined me $10,000. She'll get $10,000. Hands down. Because the majority of us can't do what she did. We can't throw a hammer as far as she can. This is why she's an Olympian. But she's speaking up for us by saying nothing. Oh yeah, $10,000, what, 10 grand? Here you go, boom. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep making it known to these other countries that we're still over here being hung, Sandra Bland, or the way they killed her. Those 5 men this year that were hung. Our grandmothers are being shot in their houses, playing with their grandchildren. We're being shot just going down the street. We're just driving down the street. Police are stopping us. We're being shot walking across the street. How many times have we seen that this year? He's going for my gun. Boom. We're being shot. We're listen, this is scary because in all of these scenarios, you have done one of these things. You have walked across the street during the day. One guy was stopped. They didn't kill him, thank God, because he was like, all right, whatever. He was stopped because he was dancing while he was walking across the street. How many TikTok videos do we see these white people holding up traffic, doing their little dance routine? It just irks the hell out of me to see it. I just get pissed every time I see these little white kids doing their little stupid dance and holding up traffic. I just want to hit the gas. If they ever did it in front of me, I am going to disrupt them. If they do their and it's a green light, I'm gonna rev my engine. I'm getting in front of the camera. I'm jumping out. No, because I'm tired of you blocking traffic. We don't care about your TikTok video. Black people do this, they get arrested. They arrested a man for dancing while he was walking across the street. And the police asked him, did he want to hurt himself? He's like, I'm just dancing. This is what I do. Turned out the guy was a professional dancer. He was like, this is what I do. My car is right there. The guy was like, the police were like, do you want to hurt yourself? He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, I want to go about my business. And he said, the police were like, no, that's not how this is going to work. They kidnapped that man and put him in jail for dancing. No. We need justice for these people and the crimes that the police have committed against us. And we're not getting it. We're not getting it. We tore up America. Tore it up! They came out and killed more of us like it was nothing. They wanted more war. Now you got it to where it's just uncomfortable to be anywhere near the police. And you have knee-jerk reactions like the one guy who shot the cop. Shot him. He was at home and sitting out in his parking lot, which I do that. I mean, the guy was just now coming home. He was sitting out there doing something in his car, and he was, the cop pulls up on him, and, the guy stands up, getting ready to get out the car, and the cop is like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, no, sit down. The cop's trying to get him to sit down, putting his hands on him and everything. You don't have the right to put your hands on me. And the guy was like, what are you talking about? Like, what did I do? And the cop said, sit down, sit down. He's trying to get him to sit down. He was like, what did I do? Like, what's the problem here? And the cop never said what the guy did because the cop knew he was wrong. Talking about it was a suspicious car. The guy lives there. And look, I live here. The guy lives here. The cop could have easily ran his tags and seen that it was right there. He lived right there. He's like, I live here. What are you talking about? The cops just blew away a guy here where I live, or in my city, shot him 5 times in the back. A detective. Because detectives don't wear cameras. So it's your word against his. But you shot him 5 times in the back. Killed that kid. He was 23. No, this woman has every right to stand there. But anyway, so when the cop stops this guy in the parking lot, and the cop does not give him an explanation of why he's stopping him. He's like, why, like, what did I do? You got your hands on me and everything. This guy stood up and everything. He's just like, what happened? What'd I do? And the cop's still trying to make him sit down. So the guy realized that this cop is not going to tell me why he's putting his hands on me. This is a grown-ass man. He's not, we're not slaves. See, that's the problem. They think because they have the weapons, they have the army, that we can do what we want to you. And you can't. And I'm talking about bad cops, not good cops. And you can't. There's no law that says that you can do what you want to us. So what did the guy do? He stood up, and when the cop did not give him an answer, he felt like he was assaulted, and he wanted to get away from that cop. And as soon as he tried to break away, the cop tried to hold on to him. Dude busted him right in the face. Pow! And dipped. And I don't know if he's caught yet. And that's a terrible situation. Because I don't wish that on nobody. I don't wish that, the cop got hurt or anybody got hurt. But there are rules to engagement. There are laws. There's something, if you think the car is suspicious, run the guy's tag. You have all the equipment in the world. Do I condone what the guy did? No, but I understand it. You're not telling me why you're stopping me. You're not telling me why you got your hands on me and I'm sitting in my car. I'm a grown man just like you. You're not saying nothing and I'm asking you this question 3 times. No, it's for Delph now. It's for Delph. We know how y'all get down. All you're going to do is call in your friends and y'all going to beat my ass and take me to jail and then blame it on me. If I get that far. What'd they do to that postal worker? This guy was a postal worker. They beat the hell out of a postal worker. 5 cops jumped on him and beat the hell. This guy's face was rearranged. They beat it. He's like, he couldn't believe it. He's heard if it happened to other people, he's like, I just couldn't believe they did that to me. I did everything that they asked me to, and they beat me down. Oh, no. No. I'm all about this protest. It's your boy Tone Till now.